Hey everyone, all right, welcome to today's training. I'm going to go over what a SEV is. So this is going to be particularly aimed at new RME technicians, but could be useful in some ways for many others too. All right, so what is a SEV? All right, it's an event that has already or will severely impact production operations. In simple terms, packages are not moving down the conveyor. This could be due to a fault in the conveyor itself. It could be lightning strike that took out the main circuit breaker. Anything that's causing packages to not run down the conveyor. All right. So these events are going to result in conveyor downtime, and eventually, if not resolved quickly enough, rolled volume. All right, meaning the packages aren't getting out to the customers. The packages have been delayed. That's very bad for business. All right. So what does the general flow of a SEV look like? All right. Usually, an issue is going to be discovered by operations. Sometimes, obviously, you might find an issue, but usually operations is running the conveyor, and then there's an issue, right? They're going to notify you, call you on the radio or whatever, but they're going to notify you, right? You will respond to troubleshoot. Then they'll usually put in a SIM or trouble ticket. If it's not an issue you can resolve very quickly, and the conveyor's down, then they're probably going to put in a ticket. And usually this will happen after they've already called you out there. Sometimes it'll be a little different, but usually that's how it's going to be. All right. And when a SEV2 or SEV1 ticket gets put in, it instantly alerts all interested parties that need to know. All right. This includes your maintenance manager. So if you've not already informed your maintenance manager, they will be calling you within minutes of this ticket. You can be sure about that. All right. Key safety alert. So again, operations is going to call you. You're going to respond. All right. And you're going to want to just jump in there and start troubleshooting. But you need to do your PTP before you begin troubleshooting or perform any invasive action on the conveyor. All right. This is easy to miss because operations, again, has called you out there and you're eager to start resolving the issue. All right. Now, since the ticket has not been created yet, most times, at this point, you will not be able to do a PTP on a work order in EasyRME like you normally would be until there's a ticket. So, pro tip, keep a blank PTP in your tool bag at all times. All right, this way you'll be able to do PTPs on the fly. This is always a good idea. All right, then you can attach that later to your work order if need be. All right, but keep that blank copy in your tool bag at all times. All right, that way you're always ready to do a PTP on the fly. But it's a big safety issue if you don't do your PTP before you start. All right, all right, now troubleshooting tips. All right, if you are new and you haven't had much time on the system, trust me, your manager knows this. Okay, so just do your best. In the AMZO world where you're alone on the shift the majority of the time, your manager will be sending in help. So if you're new and you don't know the system, even if you're not new, just because you're simply by yourself, your manager, if the help is available, they're looking for help. I promise you that. All right. You didn't get this job as an AMZL Tech 2 or Tech 3 and have no experience in maintenance. All right, so even if you might be new, even if you don't know your system that intimately yet, you have some skills. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. All right, so trust that. Trust your basic troubleshooting skills. All right, remain calm. All right, no one operates their best when they're too stressed, so remain calm. Make a plan. This one is extremely important. All right, make a plan. This way you can at least systematically eliminate the things that are not the problem, right? Do not just troubleshoot at random. Everything you touch should be for a reason. So when you go out there, make a plan, right? If you see there's no power, investigate that. Start a plan to investigate why there's no power, follow your power. Start with your breaker if you need be, then go to the plug and then open up whatever control panel exists there after the plug, and just start following your power, but make a plan, If you see that there are fuses at every motor, even if you say, all right, I'm going to check these fuses, whatever the case may be, make a plan. All right, don't just go out there and say, I'm just going to look at this wire and this wire. Not good. All right, make a plan. That way, even if you're new and even if you're struggling, when help does arrive, that help is now better informed. All right, when that help gets there, you can say, hey, by the way, I've checked all of these fuses. Those are all good. That's going to help someone who comes in to help tremendously. I've had to come in middle of the night on several SEVs, and it helps tremendously if there was already a plan in place and you've already eliminated X, Y, and Z. All right, so make a plan. All right. Now, when you find issues, this one's extremely important. When you find issues, loose wires, etc., document them. All right. Write down exactly where and take pictures. Take pictures. Take pictures. Take pictures. So we'll discuss this more later, but the documentation is extremely important, okay? And last but not least, do not be afraid to ask for help. This applies to everyone, no matter how experienced you are or aren't. We need to get our customer up and running. That's the bottom line. Asking for help if you need it is not a sign of weakness and will always result in a better outcome for everyone involved. All right, so ask for help if you need it. Don't be afraid. Now, what will your manager expect? For you to resolve the matter as quickly as possible, obviously. For you to update the status with them and or on the ticket every 30 minutes. All right, so there are a lot of interested parties on this call. There's a call happening. There's RMMs on it. There's ops managers. There's a lot of people that are all interested in what's going on. All right, so they need updates. All right. Now, if this makes you feel like it's difficult to troubleshoot, these are where you can have some discussions with your manager, okay? Because a lot of people, they feel stressed and they feel like they're getting called left and right, and it's like, I don't have time to work on the conveyor. All right, that from a tech point of view, I understand that could be very frustrating, and it can get in the way. So that's where you need to have a give and go with your manager. However, you're going to need to provide updates. Okay, so you can discuss with your manager how you can provide those updates in ways that can relieve some of the stress of you feeling like you don't have enough time to actually do the work. But you're going to need updates. People are going to need updates. Okay, and when a second person gets there, now someone can be that updater in the MZO world. All right, transparency. Don't sugarcoat anything. All right, and again, ask for help if you need it, but be transparent. If you don't know what's going on, just say it, so we can help you. All right, and don't sugarcoat it. All right, documentation. Again, this is important. All right, so now we're back to more into the why. So your manager, after this is all said and done, with your help, will need to do a root cause analysis and even potentially a permanent corrective action as a result of this SEV. Documentation and pictures greatly help this process. Your manager will love you for helping them get through the root cause analysis. And you could even discover an issue. This particular SEV you're on, this could be an issue that is a trigger for something that's actually going to happen nationwide. So if you're documenting what's going on, you have the proper documentation, you could be a part of stopping or preventing this same thing from happening nationwide, which is great. All right, final takeaways. All right, when done, this is also important. When done, debrief, even if just with yourself. Don't just move forward with life, right? Make sure you understand what happened, right? Learn from this event. Every SEV is a great learning opportunity, right? Learn from it. It will identify your weaknesses and give you an opportunity to strengthen them. So you might have got, I joked earlier about you didn't get hired on as a Tech 2 and Tech 3 with no, good maintenance experience. Maybe your basic troubleshooting skills are lacking, right? Well, an event like this might expose that. So take the opportunity to learn and go educate yourself, look up some basic troubleshooting techniques and go educate yourself. All right. You might learn, even if you have more experience and you think you know your system, you might learn something that you don't know about. All right. After this event, go out there and spend some time out there, do a deep dive, learn your system. All right. So these SEV events can be a great learning opportunity. All right. Good luck. Thanks for watching and good luck.